Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. I am the Pixel Voyager, and today we are blasting off into episode 21 of our modded Terraria series. And we are starting here in the far-flung reaches of our world, because we are going on a little side venture before we get into hell and before we get to the wall of flesh. It is my intention to do that today, but before I got into that, I was doing a lot of off-camera work and realized that there are a couple places I haven't explored yet. One of which being right here. This was the sunken sea. We had some issues with some sunken rain or acid rain and things like that. And I realized I haven't explored the depths of this area very well. And turns out, boy, are there depths. Way underneath, we have found a gap here. And it goes all the way down into this area. So this is going to be the first place I explore. Before I jump in, I am going to hop back in time a little bit and show you my explorations and my exploits, because we did also do a little bit of exploring out here as well. This is the abyssal ocean, the aquatic depths. That's what this one was called. Depth chests. I explored around here. I didn't really narrate it or do any commentary for it because I didn't figure there would be a lot to happen. I figured I would have outscaled all the loot, which to some extent is correct. I hopped down here and did all this. It was no issue at all. But there were some cool sights, some cool sounds, some pretty cool equipables that I did find. So I'll share that with you here. After that, I did come over here and hop down, and turns out this is definitely not a place that we have outscaled. I have a feeling there is going to be some really good stuff for us here. So I'm going to show you what I found in the meantime, and then we're going to jump in. So welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone found that interesting and enlightening. Some cool stuff. I really like the aquatic depths. I hope there's more for us to do there in hard mode. We'll just have to see if the game points us in that direction again. But in the meantime, we are going to equip the good old ocean heart here, give us that water breathing, and we're going to dive right in. I will have to dive in fairly quickly because, well, I will take this continual tick damage. I'm not sure if there's a way to mitigate that or cancel that or anything, but if there is, I am completely unaware of it, and I can get down just fine. well, relatively fine considering. But once I get below a certain point, I think it's coming up here in just a second, I'll stop taking that tick damage, and I can start to worry about regenning up. See, there you go. So now I'm not. So since well, now I am again. Huh. Well, either way, we'll get over it. Once I get down here, the very first thing I found when I reached the underground here... Oh, I am still actually losing breath. Was this house. Inside this house was a shadow chest. I have to move quickly because there are some very dangerous things about. These box jellyfish aren't messing around. Yeah, this lock chest had this little pet that you see hovering over my head here. So I grabbed him, equipped him. He is giving me some good light. I am going to try and hop over very quickly. There's one more shadow chest. I want to open that up before I drown, because apparently I'm going to drown very quickly, which means I need to find it very quickly. So now I've got another issue where I'm not sure exactly how I'm supposed to survive in here. So already having problems. While I'm back at the house, actually, I should show you my other off-camera work. Built this house, again, much like the other one, it is still a work in progress, but it's 6 extra houses. I got a couple new people moving in. Got my bandit back. He's not specifically new, but he is new to this world. So, yeah, got him in, and then I got a new guy that I have not seen yet, the Druid. The Druid's very interesting. All he does is sells me some seeds and some fertilizer, which is good for trees. I might actually use some of that. And here we are back into the drink. A couple other things to explain. You probably saw me turn into this goldfish earlier. You may have wondered what was going on. That's right, I can turn into a goldfish. Much like I could turn into a bat after defeating the Viscount with a certain drop. I found another one. It was something I found over on the left side of the world in those aquatic depths. So I have this equipped specifically so I can swim without fear of drowning or anything like that. Actually, I need to look and see if that will work to refill my breath in the depths as well. So that's something we're using, something very useful. It looks like, yes, I can swim with this equipped. The only catch to that is, of course, I cannot fight. I will defend myself against the very nasty things. The other thing you haven't seen yet is this little guy here, the Demonic Carnage Ray, my newest weapon. It is a craftable weapon. It uses a lot of weapons from the beginning of the game up through kind of hard mode, or some of the stuff that I've just picked up. So I've got all of that with me. It's a very powerful weapon. It fires out this ray in a straight line. That ray splits off into a bunch of different rays. So it gives me good AoE damage, all of that stuff. But here comes our first step. We're going to try and dig up some of this planty mush. Who knows what it does? Who knows if it's useful? But it's nice, I guess. And I want to dig down into here. Because the other thing I wanted to grab was scoria ore. I doubt I can dig this up quite yet. Yeah, it doesn't look that way. It's the stuff that's dripping off the top. Gross, but cool. Alright, so now we are just on the lookout. Our next shadow chest should be hanging out right here. This is number 3, and it has a torrential tear. Summons the rain. Okay, yeah, alright. This is actually the second rain summoning item that I have gotten. So that's fun. And let's go ahead and fishify, so I can take a moment. Check around here. This mini-map is very handy. It does show me chests if I have them exposed, but at the moment it looks like those 3 may cover it. Looking for those light purple boxes, so I may have to push on. I don't know if I can even break through the stone blocks here either. Abyssal gravel, I can. It just takes a while. So I'm going to push my luck here. I'm going to continue dropping down. I want to see if there's anything else worth spotting out in this place. I may not be able to go far. I think at this point I will probably not try to push it any further than I need to. So yeah, once I hop back down, I'll probably try to gather this last chest, see what happens there. And at that point, I'll think we'll be pretty caught up with one another as far as what I've done while you were away. And then from there, we'll hop back down into the underworld, feeling much, much better about our lives and situation. And then we will build a bridge. You'll see. Alright, here we go. Trying to dive down, trying to go as quickly as I can, trying to not die again. Actually, can I get out from here? I'm out of MP, we'll fall back to the sword. And we'll have to fishify for just a moment. This was the guy that got me last time, and now there's two of them. Depth Crusher. Got a drop from one of them. Alright. Next chest. Possibly last chest. A black Anurian. Ooh, that is magic damage. Oh, almost ran out of breath there. That was very, very close. I was worried. We'll try this out. Let's see what it's got for me. I am still waiting. I'm not getting any life regen while I'm down here. I can pop a potion, I suppose. That might be part of the fishy process, though. Nope, just 0 life gen while I'm down here. The Black Anurian is doing something. Don't know what. Seems to be doing pretty good work. Now for the dangerous part where I have to turn into a fish. Can I get through this 1 block gap? I cannot. Yeah, I like this thing. It does work. I'm gonna break this 1 piece of gravel and keep heading down. Very sneakily. Oh, viperfish got me. Got me very quickly. So, ready to rock and roll. I have preemptively brewed a bunch of new potions. And I'm going to use them to hopefully prevent numerous deaths while I'm down here. Unfortunately, I forgot to grab my bridge building materials, and it is just going to be a couple of stacks of stone. And before you ask, yeah, I'll probably use both stacks of that stone. So, let's get to it. Although now that I think about it, my elevator is on the left. Is everybody having a nice fall so far? I hate myself. Alright, we are making good progress. Turns out I've got pretty good survivability around here with all of the new gear. So this has been going actually quite well. I've been messing around with the Black Anurian here. It looks like it is basically just an upgraded bee gun, which is totally fine by me. I love the bee gun, but it kinda sucks. There's a very, very small part of the game where it's viable, and well, we just got done with that part of the game, really. Exploring around the jungle, exploring around the dungeon. It may have some uses, arguably, but I'd love to use it, so I did. But now, having something that's a little more viable going forward, I'm very happy about. But yeah, I'm going to keep pushing off to the right here. And yeah, I'm going to just try and get out as far as I can. I'm about not quite halfway to the edge of the world. Somehow I got knocked into that lava. It is very, very lucky that I didn't just die. But once I get over towards the edge, I'm sure you can kind of get an idea of what's going on just based off of my 2,000 stone and my desire to push all the way out to the side of the map here. That's right, we're just going to build a giant bridge. I will need it for the wall of flesh. You've seen, and what I have noticed through some of the later boss fights you've seen me do in the last couple of episodes, that having a large amount of just raw horizontal space to move can be very, very helpful. What is that? I've never seen that. Abyssal Whistle. Okay, it's another pet. What is that? Is it here? Yeah, it's here. Oh, look at it. It's a cute little bunny. Look at the cute little bunny. Alright. We're friends now. But where was I before I got distracted by the cute bunny? Yeah, so this boss in particular will basically just come charging straight at me and will not stop. And if it catches up with me, then it's a bad time. So we are just going to bridge our way through and across the underworld to give ourselves a nice runway by which we can escape. So, now that I'm starting to get out a little further, I think I'm going to go ahead and start building it. There are a few different, we'll call them philosophies when it comes to fighting this boss. Some people prefer to use a water walking potion, and that does work. It does allow you to run over the surface of the lava rather than falling in the lava. And I've tried it before. It is certainly much faster and much easier than laying out several thousand blocks worth of stone. But at the same time, I find having the stone walkway here makes navigating the underworld itself easier just by default. And this is a place I will be coming back to a few times. So just having this groundwork laid out in advance is going to save us a lot of hassle in the future. So that's what I'm going to do. It's just my preferred method. Well, it turns out I have drastically overestimated exactly how much bridge I needed to build. This is way too much bridge for a wall of flesh fight. But you can see it kind of for the most part. We start way out here, and we travel all the way through one contiguous bridge past the part where we enter all the way back and further to the left. And I probably should have zoomed out because this is going to take a long time to scroll through because, oh my god, that was 2,000 blocks worth of stone. Plus a little bit here in the middle you saw where it kind of turned black for a bit, where I had to start substituting in obsidian brick that I had gathered just from the building process. So, if I can't defeat the Wall of Flesh in that kind of time frame, I don't deserve to beat the Wall of Flesh. I feel like I probably will have less difficulty with it in this case than I would in a vanilla playthrough, because I have some pretty banging weapons. But it is almost time. All I need to do is hop into this storage and drop off a lot of these things. I'm going to keep a few of the voodoo dolls. I cannot use the back-to-back. You'll find out why in a bit. But it's... yeah, it's going to be a mess. I'm probably going to do one other thing. I might buy this super anvil because it's going to make getting down my old elevator there a lot faster. But in the meantime, I'm going to sell some things. I'm going to put some finishing touches on some things, and pretty much we're ready to go. I didn't think we'd get here. Well, actually, no. We got here a little bit slower than I thought I would, but the time is almost upon us. It's a very exciting time. Okay, yeah, so I did it. Before I jump back down, I did buy the super anvil. I did equip it, so let's see how this speeds up the old elevator. Not so much that way. Oh, apart from this one little section where I couldn't bomb through because this stupid chest was in the way. Try it again. Yeah, so a couple little break points where the dynamite didn't quite fall right, but otherwise, yeah, that's pretty good. Well, I can already tell that's a problem. Let's drain that. For reference, I spent about an hour building the bridge here, and I killed almost, well, a little over 200 hellwing bats. So a lot of mayhem went into this bridge building. I think I probably showed the only death there was. I only died the one time, so at least I got that going for me. And this is going to be a nice little test. I have run the length of the other direction, but haven't run the length of this way just to make sure that everything is, you know, passable. I have a drain there. Oh, that's a new item. What is that? Spine breaker. I'm quite sure that is a spear. I'm using the wrong weapon there because ancient bone dust. Oh, spine breaker, actually. Oh, it's like a vile thorn. Yeah, okay. Not gonna use it, but still, that's fun. But yeah, you can just see, probably won't show much of the bridge building, but you can see what a pain it is dealing with all of these mobs, particularly the magma slimes. They are the worst. I hate them. But yeah, it's apart from a couple little issues, that's gotta be a bug. Little magma globules just getting stuck all over the place. But again, good chance to clear them out. Better to find them now than find them while sprinting through the wall of flesh fight. You haven't heard me say a lot about it, mostly because I don't want to spoil it, because it's such a magical fight. Hopefully, you'll only really have to see it the one time. I don't know if the mods here will present any tricks to it or not. But we are coming up to the end of our bridge. So you will notice I have not put out any heart lanterns. I have not put out any campfires. They do not do us any good in this situation. It's just going to be a matter of running for our lives. So let's get to it. Wall of flesh. Hello? I forget the drop button. Let's just do it this way. Oh, it's because I have it favorited. Okay. There he is. The wall of flesh is summoned. You will notice he is a giant wall of flesh. He'll fire lasers. He'll have these little grabby things that will try to jump out at us. And just generally be a nuisance. I do have to stay in front of him if he catches up to me. It is basically instant death, so it's just going to be a matter of keeping an appropriate distance, not too close, not too far, and just taking them out. The actual boss health bar is situated nicely on the eyes here and on that mouth. Let me get that mini-map out of your way. And as I deal more damage, he will speed up. But so far, yeah, this is a cakewalk. So, looks like we are ready for hard mode, which is very exciting. This is one of those fights that I will often go into, usually a little over-prepared because it's supposed to be, you know, kind of a test, a culmination of everything that we've learned about the game, even though I've learned it dozens of times by now. But still, it's always a fight that I respect and try not to go into casually. But yeah, I think we'll get him taken out probably before we even get back to our original drop-in point. Let's do this, just for fun. Oh yeah, look at it go. I love this Eldritch. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. See, this is what I get for trying to be cheeky. Well, that was far more stressful than it needed to be, and the very first thing that happens is what I can presume to be a hard mode enemy is now coming after me. Let's not die because I'm very low on health. A star has fallen from the heavens. I did not see what the rest of that said, but we'll have to go find out. Probably the usual message that indicates that I've gone into hard mode. Something along the lines of, the spirits of light and dark have been released. Very spooky. But yeah, wow, so there will be a few world changes that we will notice almost immediately. But in the meantime, I need to... There we go. Need to get into this little box here. It spawns all of the loot into this little box, specifically so it doesn't fall into lava and be a problem. Molten residue, already getting new drops on top of it. Drop that, drop that. I'm going to need to clear out a lot of space, because apparently there are a lot of drops. There's more shadow diamonds, more action figures, ja. Molten residue. So there are new drops for me down here, too. Ooh. Cool. So nothing too crazy. Where am I on the map? Yeah, didn't even make it back to my hole here. Isn't that cool? So, good, 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 good. Let's go home. Oh, look at all the exclamation marks. Lots of people are going to sell some new things. I will need to do a quick side-by-side sweep, just to make sure that I don't have any problems with world generation. The hard mode, the new generation there. Already have access to this, which is really nice. I'll check out all the shops and stuff here in a bit. I did not mean to buy that. But yeah, basically what's going to happen is there's a brand new biome on the surface. It's called the Hallow, and it will have lots of fantasy-themed enemies and such. So I need to make sure that it is not too close to my house. The other thing I will need to do is, make sure there's no corruption near my house either. Those biomes will actually spread over time. The corruption, or the crimson, I guess in this world, will spread over time too. Yeah, look, you can see this is where the new one has spawned in. Which is actually probably a pretty good sign for us. That is not too close to the base. And if it's going to take over any biome, I'm glad it took over the snow biome. But I need to find the other one. The Hallow. There are a lot of things that I need. The Hallow will be one of our new home sweet homes. Place we're going to spend a lot of time. The other thing is, if those... Oh, let's see. Now, this is bad. This is right next to my base, which is advantageous in some ways because, like I say, I will need to spend a lot of time here. Luckily, it is nice and wide and open in the grassland, so I can probably farm it up pretty easily. But if that spreads too close to my base, and all of my housing will become basically uninhabitable. So I'll need to take a few measures to prevent that from happening. Luckily, I do have that cave there. Which will probably help me out. In the meantime, I need to get a little bit more room here because I still haven't even opened up that treasure bag. So let me do that real quick. The underworld, yada yada yada. I'll deal with all that later. All right, treasure bag. Lots and lots of stuff. So I got a laser rifle. That is just about as good as it could get for me in this case, because that is the magic weapon drop. More range damage. Permanently increases the number of accessory slots. I forgot about this. But yeah, because I am in expert mode, I now get 1 free accessory slot, which I will absolutely use. Demon Trophy boosts spawn rate by 1.25 times. Oh, that's a consumable. The Corruption Key. Oh, because I'm not in a Corruption world, it gives me the Corruption Key. And a Barrel Blast and the Pawn Hammer. That's always a drop. I'll need that to destroy the Demon Altars. The Demon Altars I've been using for boss summon crafting, I now destroy, and that will introduce new ores into my world. One of the very first steps we'll need to get into in hard mode. But I think between the Abyss and the Wall of Flesh, and all the time I just spent building that bridge, I think we are going to be a-okay to call that episode 21. I'll have a lot of setup I'll need to do for episode 22, and then we will be right into it. Being a mod, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to need to get started, but we're going to get started nonetheless. Lots of grinding to come, so get ready for that. Get excited. This has been a big episode. I'm the Pixel Voyager. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave me a like. If you want to say something to me directly, feel free to leave a comment. And if you want to catch more of my content, please hit that big subscribe box down below. I do appreciate everybody tuning in, and have a good day. We'll see you in the next one.